Good morning. How you guys doing? It's Mike back with the thought of the day on October 10th, 2024. First, I want to give honor and praise to Ahaya Shoahaya, Bashem Yeshaya, Rakadash, the Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit in Hebrew. Then I like to open with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. May your will, not mine, be done. Today I want to talk about 3 ways alcohol and drug addiction attacks us. 3 ways the disease of addiction attacks us. It attacks us physically, it attacks us mentally, and it attacks us spiritually. And I'm going to read out the basic text, the NA book, of how it describes. It says, the physical aspect of our disease is the compulsive use of drugs, the inability to stop using once we have started. The mental aspect of the disease is the obsession or overpowering desire to use, even when we are destroying our lives. And the spiritual aspect of the disease is our total self-centeredness. We felt that we could stop whenever we wanted to, despite all the evidence to the contrary. Wow. And my drug was alcohol, so I definitely have experience in all 3 of those categories. I start with the physical first. It was many times that I told myself that I was going to just drink a little bit, or I'm just going to have a half a pint, or I'm just going to take a couple of shooters. But as soon as that alcohol hit me, the obsession, the compulsiveness just takes over. I had to have more. My body tells me I got to have more. Next thing you know, I'm up to a pint. Next thing you know, I'm going back to the liquor store to get more to drink. And that's what it does to us. It once we taste it and we gotta have it, we gotta have more. That's that. When that allergy gets ignited, once that alcohol hits the body and the allergy gets ignited, we gotta have more, man. And I tried to fight it many a days, saying that I was only gonna take a little bit and that was gonna have me nice for the whole day. But once you cross that line and get into the alcoholism part of it, is extremely difficult to be able to stop. And most of the times you can't. You know what I'm saying? And the next day you tell yourself the same thing. I'm only going to have a little bit. And then once you taste it, once you get into your system, that compulsiveness jumps on you and you got to have more. The next part was the mental aspect, the obsession. And that's the tricky part, because I used to wake up in the morning and I would tell myself, if I took a lie detector test at like 7 in the morning, I'd tell myself, no, I'm not drinking today. But then it would be like a power would come over me, and then the obsession would start, and I would feel uneasy, telling myself that I'm not going to feel easy, I'm not going to feel settled until I have to have it. I have to have something to drink in order for me to be normal. And that's when I knew that that the disease had me, because I didn't feel normal being sober. I didn't feel comfortable without having it in my body. And that's when things start to change. And I could have been driving home. I might could make it to like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock early on. And I could be riding home, talking on the phone with one of my friends after I've been riding around doing some errands or whatever. And then an obsession would come over me. And it was like a power would take over my steering wheel. And this is no lie, and many people that deal with alcoholism and addiction will tell you that. And next thing you know, I was in the parking lot of the liquor store. And then that's when my mind would tell me, just go in and get a couple. That's not really a lie. It'll be all right. And once I got it, then I had to have more. That's when the compulsive come in at. But that obsession, the mental obsession part, drags on you, and that it'll have you wanting to have it and wanting to have it all day long, and you'll be irritable until you get it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to that point of being irritable because I didn't have no roadblock stopping me from being able to get it, especially once I was retired. Like, I could just wake up and I could just get it at any time, and I had the means to get it anytime I wanted. So I didn't have that roadblock. But that's the mental part of it. The last part is the spiritual. My spiritual emptiness and my separation from God, like, it showed, because everything was about how I wanted to feel. I was living off of the life of instant gratification, whether it was alcohol, women, money, or anything that I felt that could make that dopamine react in my brain. So I was spiritually broken. I was spiritually bankrupt, and I needed something, and alcohol became that thing that I needed. So I relied on that instead of relying on God. And in the beginning, it gave me jolts of energy. It gave me jolts. It filled my mind up. But then that void in my soul got bigger and bigger, and alcohol ain't do the trick no more. So, and I relied on that until I was able to do the steps and then find the Most High after doing the steps. You know what I'm saying? And that emptiness inside is how it attacks us spiritually. It breaks us, man. It took me into dark places. It took me to the place to where I was even addicted to being depressed. You know what I'm saying? Because alcohol is a depressant. So, you know what I'm saying? It tricks you in the beginning. It makes you think that you're doing, that is helping you, but then it turns on you, and then it just beats you down. But your brain tells you that it's going to be like it was before. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, it attacks us spiritually. So it attacks us physically, it attacks us mentally, and it attacks us spiritually. And that's the danger of dealing with addiction, not only alcohol, but drugs also. You know what I mean? That was never my thing, but from hearing the stories, it's the same. The feelings that I had with alcohol, that I hear the people with drugs had the same story. You know what I'm saying? But always keep in mind the three ways that it attacks us, man: physically, mentally, and spiritually. And it'll just break you down slowly, man. It'll break you down slowly. And with alcohol, is cunning and powerful, because it don't attack you, you know what I'm saying, like drugs might do, just wipe you out early. It just chip away, chip away, chip away. Kind of like how Mayweather used to fight. He used to chip away, and then by the 8th round or something, he'll have you just where you can't do nothing. That's how alcohol is, man. It chips away, it chips away, it chips away. And then when you look up, it got you, and nothing you could do but surrender, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you need help, go get the help, man. And be aware, if you see you getting caught physically, mentally, and spiritually, it's time to check out and go get help, man. It's Mike. Enjoy the rest of your day. Shalom.